C++ program. When you are writing a program in any language, you need to follow some structure. Similar to C, the C++ also follows some structure. The structure consists of different sections. First one, documentation section, pre-processing directive section or compile directive section. The third one, global declaration section. Fourth one, class declaration section. And lastly, main program section. I will discuss one by one. The first case is documentation section. What is documentation section? It is nothing but comments section. Comments section. So the comments section is used to increase the readability of the program and describe its functioning. That is understanding purpose. Again I repeat, it is used to increase the readability of the program. Generally, there are two types of comments. One is single line comment and second one is multi-line comment. Multi-line comment. The single line comment is used line by line descriptions. The multi-line comment is used multi-line descriptions. The single line comment can be represented by using double slash. The multi-line comment can be represented by using star slash your statements star slash. That is, it begins with slash star your statements star slash. The single line comment can be represented by double slash followed by your statement. Followed by your statement. That is, the single line comment is used line by line descriptions. Okay. Suppose if you want to perform addition of two numbers, it can be represented as double slash addition of two numbers. Addition of two numbers. Suppose the compiler executes the program and observes this statement, those statements are not executed by the compiler. Okay? The compiler simply ignores this statement and follows the next statement. Similarly, if your program contains so many instructions or statements, suppose in that two statements are there, int x and int y. So this is the example for multi-line comment. So the multi-line comment can be represented by slash star multi-statements ends with star slash. The compiler observes these statements. Again, those statements are not executed by the compiler and simply ignores these statements. Why? Because these statements are represented by using multi-line comments. So finally, the documentation section is used for or is used to increase the readability of a program. And the next section is preprocessor directive section. The next section is preprocessor directive section. Preprocessor directive section. What is preprocessor directive section? In any programming, some programming elements are predefined by the compiler. In order to execute or in order to implement those predefined elements, you must include those predefined statements in your program. For example, if you want to implement input-output operations, in C programming, you use stdio.h. That is the header file called stdio.h, standard input output. In C++ programming, we use iostream.h. iostream.h. IO means input output stream.h. So in C programming, the header file user is stdio performing input output operations. In C++, iostream.h. So in order to implement those standard output operations in your program, you must include this header file into your program. This can be implemented or this can be represented by using hash include. Hash include. That is, you must include the statement hash include your header file called stdio.h. Similarly, hash include iostream.h. So in C programming we use the header file called stdio.h. In C++ we use the header file called iostream.h. So in order to implement these header files, you must include this header file by using hash include, that is a preprocessor directive section. Okay. In the next section, that is compiler directive section, preprocessor directive section and compiler directive section. Compiler directive section is used to declare some constants and assign them some value to those constants. It can be represented in programming by using hash define statement. Hash define. It can be implemented by using hash define. It is a compiler directive section. It is not a preprocessor directive, it is a compiler directive, that is hash define. For example, hash define some constant max and assign the value to 25. Whenever the max appears in your program, the compiler simply replaces it with the value 25. So this is about a compiler directive section. Okay, hash define max 25. Whenever this statement max statement appears in your program, the compiler simply replaces it with the value 25. So it can be represented by using the directive called hash define directive, compiler directive section. And the next one is, the third part is global declaration section. Global declaration section. So generally there are two types of variables. One is a local variable and another one is a global variable. Okay? The local variable scope is within the function only. The global value is accessible by all other functions. For example, in main program, one variable is there, that is index, some other statements, so closing brace. So int I, that I is declared outside the main function. So this I is considered as a global variable and this x is considered as local variable. That is, the scope of value x is within the main function or within the function. Okay, and the scope of I means the I is globally declared, so it is visible and accessible by all other functions in your program. That is, suppose based on the user requirement or based on the requirement of the program, some elements are used by entire section. Suppose those particular elements are to be implemented by globally. Okay, some elements are commonly accessible by all other functions. Such type of elements are to be declared like global elements. So this is the example for global declaration section. It is not mandatory, it is optional section. So it is based on the requirement of the user or the program, the global declaration section is used. And the next one, the fourth type is class declaration section. Class declaration section. So this is very important one. There are two representations in program, that is in C++, there are two representations. One is without class representation and second one is with class representation. Okay, one is with class representation, without class representation. So your program can be implemented in two ways, that is with class representation and without class representation. Okay. Suppose in object-oriented programming, that is C++ is an object-oriented programming. In object-oriented programming, the entire problem can be divided into smaller entities called objects. Each object contains two properties. One is data and another one is functions. One is data and the one is functions. The functions can access only the data within that particular object. No other function can use that data. Okay? So the object contains two properties. One is the data and the other one is the functions. The functions can access the data within that particular object. The data is not accessed by other functions. So this is the concept of data hiding, one advantage of object-oriented programming. Okay. So such type of objects are to be implemented in C++ by using a special user-defined data type called class. Okay. So the objects can be implemented by using a special user-defined data type called class. So that is, see the example, the class structure is class. It is similar to structure in C programming. Class, it is a keyword, class name, and in that data members. That is, it is a collection of data and functions. So class name, data members and functions. So for example, the class name is student. So in that the variables are int roll number, one variable. The second variable is your name, character, name of some quantity, that is a string array, and the third case is float m1, m2, m3. So the three variables are roll number of data type integer, name of data type character array, and next one is m1, m2, m3 of type of float, and functions that is void average and void display. Just class close. So class close. So see, the class is a collection of data. And functions also. So here you have to calculate the average of marks and finally display the result. So we are using two functions. These two functions use or access the variables within that particular class. And one more important point is, once a class is defined, you can create number of objects. So for example, so student is a class name. You can create number of objects S1, S2, S3, so on, Sn. Okay, so this is a class name. Once a class is defined, you can create S1, S2, S3, so on, number of objects in that for that particular class. So this is about class declaration. So the program can be represented in two types. One is with class, another one is without class. Okay, this is the example for with class representation. Without class representation is similar to C programming. Just you have to change the scanf and printf statements to cout and cin statements like that. This is the case. And lastly, and the last section is main program section. Every program starts with main function. Every program starts with main function. In any language, every program starts with main function. C++ also follows like that. Okay. The syntax for main is main. This is the opening brace. This is the closing brace. By default, in C++, the main returns an integer value. So, in that main, two sections are required. One is declaration section, and second one is executable section. Declaration section, and second one is executable section. What is declaration section means? Variables required for your program, those variables are defined or declared in that particular section. So what are the variables required for your program? That is based on the requirement. What are the variables required for your program? Those variables are to be declared in that declaration section. That is declaration section. And the second one is executable section. Executable section is nothing but instruction section. So that is simply the executable section is logic part. Suppose if you want to perform addition of two numbers, how many variables are required? 3 variables are required. That is A, B, and for storage C is required. Okay. So those 3 variables are declared in declaration section. What is the logic performed for addition? The logic performed for addition is, so here the declaration is A, B, C. So 3 variables are required for that program for addition of 2 numbers. So in executable section, the executable section is nothing but simply logic part of your program. Okay. So the logic is, the instruction is C equal to A plus B. So this is about a executable section. And finally, brace. Before brace, closing brace, the main function returns, by default, the main function returns an integer value. So simply you have to write return 0. So already I told you in the previous, the program can be represented in 2 ways. One is with the class representation, without class representation. Suppose if you are performing or if you are implementing with the class representation, compulsory you need to declare objects in that particular declaration section. Okay. So if you want to implement class structure, compulsory you need to declare objects in that particular declaration section. So that is the main important thing in object-oriented programming. So how to declare objects? The objects are declared by using the class name. Previous example, class name, student is the class name, corresponding objects S1, S2, S3, so on, Sn. So this is the declaration for objects. I will explain with a small example. So I want to perform addition of a 2 numbers program. So in documentation section, that is a single comment is used. So addition of 2 numbers. So already I told you what is the use of comment section is. The comment section is used to increase the readability of the program. Clear, right? So this statement is not executed by the compiler. It is only for understanding purpose. Okay. And next, the next section is preprocessor directive section and compiler directive section. Here I use hash include IO stream dot h. Hash include IO stream dot h. And next, so no compiler directive section, no global declaration section, no class section. Okay, simple example. Okay, and int, the main part, by default the main returns an integer. So opening brace. So the For performing or implementing addition of two numbers, three variables are required. Those variables are int A, B, C. So this is again comment declaration part. That is a declaration section. And assign some values to A and B. Assign some values to A and B. Okay? Or you can directly write it as A equal to 10, A equal to 10, B equal to 20 and C. Okay? So next the logic is C equal to A plus B. This is executable section. Executable section or instruction section. Okay? And finally, display the result of addition, that is which is stored in the value C. So cout insertion operator, addition of the message, addition of two numbers, that is quotation. So this is for message. And again insertion operator, the result variable is C, semicolon. Every statement is ended with semicolon. And finally return 0. Finally return 0 and closing this. This is the program. So this is the documentation section. This is the pre-processed directive section. This is the main program section. Again, the main program section contains two parts. One is the declaration part and executable part or instruction part. So here we use a statement called #include iostream.h. In some modern compilers, use #include iostream, and immediately the next statement is using namespace std. So the modern compilers follow these two statements, that is #include iostream and next using namespace std. Old compilers use #include iostream.h. So this is the important point. The old compilers use #include iostream.h and new compilers, that is present compilers, use #include iostream and next statement is using namespace std. What is this namespace? This namespace is nothing but standard library. That is, it is a region, it is a declarative region in which all the C++ programming elements are stored. Okay? That is, if you want to implement this, compulsory you are using statement, using namespace std. Okay? This is the statement. Suppose if you are not mentioning the namespace in your program, you must write std cout. This is the structure. So this is the case if you are not using namespace in new compilers. If you are not using namespace, you must write std scope resolution operator cout your statement. Okay? So this is the structure for representing directives or predefined functions. Okay?